you notice some frustration and tension between Leroy and Jesus,
okay, let's make this look non-discreet. Everybody, shift. Ready? At the same time, this way. Yeah! Alright, the first question that came to us from Ask a Gamer. What is the worst game of all time that's on our all-time... What? Oh, okay, two questions. All the games you played, what is the worst game and what is your all-time favorite game?
Ooh. Worst game ever. Man, you're going to have to come back to me on that one.
What about you?
Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Oh my god.
That thing was absolutely...
Was that on the Nintendo?
Yes, it was absolutely horrible. It took me 2 years to pass it. When I passed it, it was a 5-second end screen, and you're done. I freaking smashed that game with a freaking hammer.
Me, I'm gonna go old school. I hated E.T. on the Atari. Because I didn't know where to go. I just made the little guy go, and he'd float, and then he'd go somewhere else, and you'd float, and then you'd smell a flower, and it would go, What about you?
I've played a lot of bad games. And you know what? Out of all the bad games I've ever played, some people just aren't going to agree with this, but if you've ever played the Xbox Live game El Shaddai,
I've never heard of that game.
fucking game is
It's like a song I used to sing in Sunday school.
It's a fucking epileptic seizure and a half waiting to happen.
Never heard of it.
Okay. So on the flip side, what's our all-time favorite game? This is up to you, Fester.
Fester? Favorite game of all time. Final Fantasy VIII has the best story I had ever played through, and it had the most action. I love that game. So, Final Fantasy, nuts, you love me.
Actually, I almost agree with you. Final Fantasy VIII was awesome. 7 was better. It was the first game I'd ever played that had a cohesive storyline from beginning to end, and it was almost a free, open environment. You can go anywhere you wanted to go.
I'm gonna go like you still talking?
Go ahead.
I said I'm gonna go like old school, right? Like the first game that really engaged me was The Legend of Zelda, like the original Legend of Zelda
that was good.
on the Nintendo.
That's a good
Because
one.
I mean the bombs
So
and
we're talking about of all time.
of all time. That's what I remember, my youth. I could also come along. I like Half-Life
You're saying
too.
you're old.
When Half-Life came out, that was the first game I really played online
The orange
on
box.
the PC. Like you could play Half-Life, then it had the Counter-Strike, and this was back in like 1997, 98.
That's right.
Old school. So
I
me
can see
personally,
that.
Legend of Zelda is my all-time classic, like the original, not the Link wins and the Link needs a chain and Link saves Fedora and whatever.
Fedora. I have a fedora.
Yeah. Okay, next question. If you were stranded on an island, which video game babe would you like to be stranded with?
Ooh.
You started over here last time. Why don't you lead this one off?
I can't start with
Oh.
myself yet.
Why?
Because,
You
I'm
haven't thought about
thinking.
it?
Actually, I have one. Final Fantasy X, Yuma.
Who's that?
She was
hot?
Yuna. There you go.
Yeah.
She was sort of hot, but if you think about it, the next game that came off of that was trying to find you. I have a hard time holding on to the wife that I have. Can you imagine a chick actually going through all the effort trying to find you? That's a ride or die chick. Yep.
Me personally, if you ask what gaming chick, I'd have to go with like a WWE or WCW diva chick.
That's not a... Well,
That's a gaming chick. You get the gamers in there, like Stacy Keibler. Oh, if I was on a desert island with Stacy Keibler, I'd show her my Nabisco Keibler elf. I'm just saying. But who? What about you?
Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII.
See, I don't know these people. I'm gonna have to go Google
Only
pictures.
because she had a whip.
Dude, she had a whip, she had glasses, and yeah, she was intelligent enough to make sure that I survived. I mean, we're talking about a desert island here. I'm not gonna know how to fucking deep sea fish, so be like, hey,
Give me dinner.
So,
go get on that.
next question.
So
What's
later
the
I can
most...
be like, hey, go get on that.
Yeah, get on it. I need some wood. Wait, no, you need some wood.
For fire. For fire.
Fire, yeah.
For fire.
We gotta build a fire. It's
Fire.
fantasy fire. Next question. What's the most challenging game you have ever played?
Fuck Ninja Gaiden. Fuck that
I
game
like
in the
Ninja
Godass.
Gaiden.
Fuck Ninja Gaiden in the Godass.
Ninja Gaiden's fun to me. What about you?
You have to come back. There's been a lot of challenging games.
Now I gotta think. I'm thinking like
Are we
Snake.
talking about online games?
No, I'm talking any game whatsoever.
Fuck Ninja Gaiden. Fuck that game in the Godass.
That's a tough question. Most challenging game. See, recently Fallout New Vegas challenged me. I didn't know what I was doing, so I put it down, but then I picked it up and I started playing again. Most challenging game that I've ever played would have to be...
Techno Kitty.
We had some indie games that were pretty challenging. Like Cherry Poke Prison? Yeah.
That was not challenging.
That was challenging.
Not even kind
I
of.
didn't know where to go. I would say the most challenging game that I have ever played was...
I'm sexy and I know it.
Actually, I got one. Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That was tough.
That one was hella tough. I could get all the way to Mike Tyson and he freaking sodomized me in freaking 10 seconds. Yeah. I beat it once and I've never played it since.
I'm going to tell you, right now, I'm going old school. You want to talk about the most challenging game I've ever
I
played?
swear to God, if you say Space Invaders, I'm gonna kick
No!
you in your nuts.
Pitfall.
Pitfall
Because
was
that
hard.
game
Pitfall
never
was hard.
ended.
Pitfall was.
You would just keep going and then it would never end.
Yeah.
So I never beat Pitfall. So there you go. I'm going old school there. We have one more. Actually, it broke into a whole bunch of discussion. But this one's from our friend, baby Carlos Wienes, or Drew.
Oh, Andrew. You and your questions. I love your questions because they're so off the fucking wall.
Who is the toughest boss or final mission you guys have played that really challenged you? His personally was Mike Tyson on Punch-Out, and Bowser was a bitch on Mario 3 NES.
Mine again was Final Fantasy VII. Wasn't
Emerald
even a boss.
Weapon?
Emerald Weapon. That thing was impossible. You had to go and like find a rare limit break just to go and have an hour-long battle.
That's the question.
That was mine. I still remember it and have nightmares.
Again, we're talking some rough shit. I've been through a lot of boss battles. But you know what? I don't ever think I've ever had any as tough as fucking Emerald Weapon. I mean, that motherfucker was set up so that you would lose.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
you
weren't
were
supposed
never-
to beat him.
You were never intended to fight him.
Yep. Let's beat him.
Me, personally, I honestly want to say the one boss I never beat, and y'all are going to be like, yeah, what an idiot, he never beat this. But it was Joker off the Batman. Not the newest one, not Arkham Asylum, or what was the newest one?
Arkham Asylum is the one you never beat. Arkham City is the one you
Dude,
played.
that Joker was tough. Now, granted, I put the controller down. I never came back to it. But if you want me to think old school, the toughest boss, Bowser was pretty tough.
I disagree with that.
You disagree that Bowser was tough?
I disagree.
Oh, you just dodge the hammers and run underneath.
No.
Now, another game that was tough to me without getting 30 lives was Contra. Because there's no way you can beat
Fuck
that
that
with
game,
only
dude.
3 lives.
Fuck
There's
that
no
game.
way you can beat Contra with only 3
Dude,
lives.
you can have a bullet hit you in the fucking toe in that game and it'd
Yeah.
kill you.
Actually, no. There's another villain that for me was tough, and it was Dracula, Simon's Quest.
Oh!
From
That
fucking
one
Castlevania.
sucked because
Yeah.
you had to beat him in a specific order to get the best ending. Otherwise, most of the time you died, and you were cursed.
Doesn't surprise me with Castlevania.
Some of the other comments we got out there was WCW Master on
Oh.
1993 WCW.
Yeah, that was the guy that had everybody's finisher, everybody's move, everybody.
Yeah.
He was just like an amorphous blob that you had to fight.
What's Gears?
Gears of War?
Oh wait, the person who answered that took their Facebook offline, so we can't see the continuing comment.
What the hell?
All right, good job.
taking your Facebook
Jared,
offline.
You can take your Facebook offline. Jason Voorhees and have never beat Mario 1.
Wow.
So, you remember that Nintendo game, Friday the 13th? That was
Yep.
pretty bad.
Yeah, that one was horrible.
So, anyways, that's our Ask a Gamer. Donkey Kong's always been tough for me to beat, no matter what he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donkey Kong was
Donkey
pretty tough.
Kong, like, you remember the first original Donkey Kong, you had jump barrel, jump barrel, jump barrel, grab that barrel.
No, actually, I thought of one that was even worse than Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Ghosts and Goblins.
Ghosts
Oh,
and Goblins.
fuck.
Throw the spear.
That one was horrible. You got touched, you were butt naked. And had to run
Yeah.
through the level in freaking draws.
So, yeah, that's how I roll.
And I think you had to beat
Well.
it. I think you had to beat it once, then it started you
Don't touch
over
me, I'm gonna get butt
on an
naked.
even worse level, and you had to beat it through a second time just for it to count as one win.
So that's a good point. If we really think back, like old school games, there was a ton. Like you could never beat an original Atari game. Like I don't remember one original Atari game that I beat.
Key Quest.
You beat Key Quest?
Mhm.
I don't know
Missile
what that
Command.
game was.
Missile
You beat
Command.
Missile Command?
Level 254, I believe is what it was.
Holy crap! You were.
They just stopped. They just stopped. They stopped shooting. I mean, literally, you were there.
They were out of missiles.
Missile Command.
I think it was like
Done.
254. I think that's what it was.
So, all right, but let us know. Hit us up on Facebook. Leroidian Games. What's our Facebook?
Leroidian Games House.
Leroidian Games
Leroidian
House on
Games.
Facebook.
Yep.
Hit us up. Ask a Gamer. We got it going on. We're gonna film 1 or 2 more Walking Dead. Probably 1 more Walking Dead. We got live play. We got all kinds of stuff. But let us know your questions. We're gonna answer. We do this for you.
Like.
Like.
I'm not pointing to Leroy's
What are you
jaw.
pointing at?
Like.
I'm gonna record this.
Like.
No, he's pointing at Leroy's jaw.
He is.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, like this, comment on this, and subscribe to this.
P.S. Get Borderlands when it comes out. We'll play together.
It comes out Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right. Till then, I'm Leroy,
Jesus.
Midian.
and he's out. He's
I'm outies.
peace, and I'm just on the iPad. I got one of those.